Buenas tardes, ¿cómo se encuentran? Aquí estamos esperando, este, vaya, saludos, ¿cómo están todos? Estamos esperando al maestro Zoltan que se conecte. Hey, saludos, espero estén muy bien. Estamos esperando por el maestro. We're waiting for Zoltan. Buenas tardes, muy buenas tardes a todos. We're waiting for Zoltan. I think he's ready. He's about to connect. Chicos, espero estén muy bien, que estén pasando muy bien este domingo. Esta entrevista va a estar muy interesante. Obviamente, Zoltan, saludos, saludos. Hola Laura, ¿cómo están todos? Por ahí estoy viendo un montón de gente, de colegas, qué chévere. Ver tantas amistades y a ver, déjame. Kiss. No se ve por ahí. Bueno, espero esté muy bien. Saludos, Carlos. ¿Quién más está por allí? Estamos esperando por el maestro Obed. Se encuentra ahí. Un gran abrazo, Obed. Espero estés bien. Este, Abraham, Pedri. ¿Quién más anda por ahí? Hay un montón de gente chévere que están conectadas. Qué bueno estar en contacto, chicos. Bueno, pues nada, muchas preguntas. La idea, ok, perfecto. Aquí está Kiss Bone. Está aquí el maestro Sol. Lo estamos agregando. Johan, saludos. Bueno, esperando que. Oh, Sultan, how you doing, man?
Hi, how are you doing? Awesome.
Good. This is fantastic. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, how is everything with you?
Oh, good, great. Sorry, I just had to
Yeah,
finish cooking, and
yeah, yeah.
I
Excellent.
do. I love to do that job,
Yeah,
so I don't have to do the others.
yeah. That's good. Bueno, chicos, ya tenemos al maestro Soltan en línea y yo tengo unas preguntas para él, generales sobre su carrera y su trayectoria, cómo empezó, y luego pues abrimos el espacio para que la gente empiece a preguntar. So, Sultan, I'm going to have a few questions for you. First about your beginnings in music and all that, and then
Yeah.
you can speak to us a little bit, and then people are going to start asking questions, and I'll translate them, and I'll translate. So it's going to be a little bit of a juggle,
Okay.
but it should be good. So, bueno, chicos, yo voy a empezar con las preguntas. Le voy a empezar al maestro sobre sus principios en la música, cómo escogió el trombón y todas estas cosas. So, Sultan, can you tell us a little bit about your beginnings in music and or why you picked the trombone and all that stuff?
Ooh, why I picked the trombone? I picked the trombone because first reason was because my brother plays the trumpet, so I
Okay.
didn't want to play the trumpet because I didn't want to have a big competition in the family because he's an excellent player. The other thing was in the very beginning, actually, I wanted to be a dancer.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't quite a unique look that me as a kid, I was glued to the TV and watching Fred Astaire. I love stepping,
Uh-huh.
so I loved step dance as a kid. As a
Okay.
very so I was recording myself only the sound, completely just noise because when back then was just recording on a not even a Walkman, it was some tape
Yeah.
recording sound, and I was just me in my slippers try to do this, like want to be like Fred Astaire and all the moves and being all this really cool guy in Hollywood. And so that was my, you could say, the first love. But I also love the music because my grandma used to be a sopran coloratura singer,
Oh, wow. Okay.
but she never made a career out of it because she got pregnant with my mom,
Uh-huh.
and she never pursued
The career.
the career. So that's how my mom sang in the choir.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It went really well. And my uncle, we could say great uncle, great uncle, is I heard or I read about it. He considered the best Paganino voice in history of
Oh, wow.
the magic flute. He's a baritone singer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's George Rodney, his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you come from a family, musical family, a very musical family.
Yeah, I didn't have a straight contact with music, only
Right. Right.
through my brother. And my brother chose the trumpet. So I was immediately knew I want to be like him.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, so that's pushed me to saxophone. I wanted to play saxophone. I studied clarinet, piano.
Uh-huh.
So I played a year on the clarinet. But
Okay.
I never really, I don't know, it never really sat good with me. So,
Ok, chicos, el maestro dice que su principio en la música, pues su mamá, y su abuela era una cantante de coloratura y su mamá también fue cantante, pero la abuela no llegó a tener una carrera como tal porque salió embarazada de su madre. Y dice que él, lo primero que quería hacer, él quería ser bailarín de tap dancing, que es muy interesante. Y él dice que siempre está enfrente al televisor imitando los movimientos y viendo todas estas películas de Hollywood y todo esto. Entonces, él dice que él tomó el trombón, luego tocó saxofón, clarinete y todo esto. Dice que un tío, tataratío, creo que es que se dice algo así, eh, o algo así, fue un cantante muy famoso que supuestamente fue uno de los mejores intérpretes del papagino de la flauta mágica de Mozart. Entonces, él dice que tomó el trombón porque su hermano toca la trompeta y toca muy bien y él no quería tener competencias. So, Sultan, tell us a little bit about, I spoke to our friend, we have a mutual friend, Marshall Gilks. So he told me a couple of things. You moved to Poland at some point, growing up as a musician, you're playing trombone. How does this, you go to school? How does
yeah.
this, yeah.
So I wanted to go and play brass instrument in my so I love trumpet, so I always fool around with on trumpet or listening to trumpet music a lot.
Uh-huh.
And as a kid, I just wanted to play. Okay, let's play the trombone because of the slide was so weird. It was always the only instrument was changing the shape while playing. Yeah, and when
Yeah.
playing, I always thought that the guy was swallowing the slide. And he's playing, and I as a kid I didn't know that that's on one on top of the other, and it slides in.
Yeah.
But it was fascinated me as a kid, so I thought, why not? It would be nice to have it in my hands and then try to play it. So that's how I chose the instrument. But for half a year, I could only play on the mouthpiece.
Oh.
Because it was, I think, most likely because my hands were not long enough to play the trombone.
Yeah.
And the teacher also said this, better start on the first, learn to buzz on the mouthpiece.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I got the tenor horn, the euphonium, but the German style, so it goes
Just
a rotary
front.
ear. Yeah, rotary, it goes on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I played a little bit, and then I've got the trombone. It was like a hallelujah moment for me. So the skies clears up and the light comes down and I got the trombone in my hands and I just loved it. That I can finally, it's like an upgrade. So I always felt about mouthpiece, euphonium, trombone.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was sort of like the way I had started too. Like they put me on the euphonium, and the minute that I touched the trombone, no more euphonium for me ever.
Yeah, and yeah.
Chicos, él dice que él siempre le encantó la trompeta y siempre estaba tocando trompeta y esto, pero cuando él estaba niño, él pensaba que cuando el trombón movían la vara que la vara entraba y que la persona se la tragaba. O sea, como que cosas de niño, ¿no? Pero él se, él dice que él empezó a tocar y cuando empieza a tocar el trombón, que escoge el trombón que le gustó, le interesó y quería tocarlo, él dice que bueno, pues que ya el profesor le dijo que tenía que tocar la boquilla. Entonces él tocó boquilla por 6 meses y luego le pusieron bombardino, el estilo alemán, que tiene la campana hacia el lado. Y luego fue que el trombón, y cuando le llega al trombón, pues él dice que esto fue un momento glorioso porque pues era como su sueño, pues. Entonces, pues muy interesante porque yo también tuve una situación similar también. O sea, yo empecé en bombardino y luego en el trombón. So, Sultan, uh, you went to school, you do all this. Let's jump right into your career nowadays. Now, I have a question for you, and I'm going to translate the question into Spanish first and then into English so you can
Okay.
talk. Chicos, le voy a preguntar al maestro que en su formación, cuando fue a la escuela, si en algún momento él tuvo alguna intención de tener un trabajo en una orquesta, de hacer audiciones y tener trabajo orquestal. So, my question is, at any moment in your career when you were in school, did you have aspirations to become an orchestra player or get a job in an orchestra, or was there any intention of that? Because a lot of people they want to be orchestra players, that kind of thing. Did you have that desire, or you just wanted to be a soloist always and chamber music? How did this come up?
I was very lucky that I ended up doing things I'm pretty much wished for. So I loved the orchestra as a student,
Yeah.
and even I had a short career in the radio orchestra in Poland.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so I auditioned, and I won an audition to orchestra. So I played all the stuff.
Okay.
I had at least once I did.
In
So,
the radio orchestra, you said?
in the radio orchestra in the south.
Oh,
Yeah.
chicos, esto es muy interesante. Para los que no saben, la pregunta fue que si él tuvo alguna intención de tocar en orquesta. Y él dice que pues sí, pero que siempre quiso ser más músico de cámara y solista, pero que él vivió en Polonia, para los que no saben, él vivió en Polonia mucho tiempo y su primer trabajo fue en la orquesta de la radio de Polonia. Entonces él estuvo tocó el repertorio y fue miembro de una orquesta, para los que no saben esta faceta de su carrera. So people are asking about your drink, if you're drinking
No, it's
beer.
not. It's not Fernet. No, it's not Fernet. It's cherry and like the juice from the jar, amareno cherry, and I just save the juice from it and put a lime in it and soda. And that's
Muchachos, no está, el maestro no está tomando alcohol todavía, está tranquilo, estamos civilizados todavía, así que tranquilícese. They want to know what you're drinking.
No, but I realized
No.
it looks a lot like Fernet. Yeah, no.
Mira, chicos, no, como le digo, el maestro sí tuvo una carrera y tocó en orquesta. De hecho, yo no sabía esto. I didn't know that. Tocó en orquesta y tocó el repertorio, pero so when you play in the orchestra, and then how did you realize that, or how the opportunities came out for you to become have the career that you have right now? Let me translate in Spanish first.
Okay.
Muchachos, le estoy preguntando que después de tocar en orquesta y de tener un trabajo en una orquesta importante en Polonia, ¿cómo sale esta oportunidad para él convertirse en el músico y tener la carrera que tiene ahora? So go ahead, Sultan.
Oh, thanks. So just to put it into a few thousand words, I've always I was fascinated with solo and chamber music. So that's kind of like I love to be in the light and love to entertain. I was you would say a typical class clown.
Yeah.
So I was the one making up the jokes or throw back the teacher a sentence. Or so I was one of those, and I always loved the attention and making people laugh. So I had kind of a problem playing solo and chamber because I did kind of couldn't handle it, and just I made some jokes on stage anyway, or
Oh,
I would go, or I would say people praising, and I said go ahead, and then I shut them down, and I came back and down, but it was a concert hall with a symphony orchestra, and
oh,
so I got a critic that it's disgusting, your behavior, unprofessional, la 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 la. Some I heard some feedbacks, and I don't know. I had to come out like 4 or 5 times after after I played because people just, I don't know, I just really enjoyed the energy, I think.
yeah, yeah,
So that was one of the things I realized. So in the orchestra, you're kind of hidden. There's
yeah.
no way I could do my thing.
Hmm.
And I always had a problem, not with the orchestra. I just had this kind of, that's great. I love the orchestra repertoire, but as a trombone player, you
You're
not
limited.
always, you're
Yeah,
not,
you're.
you're limited.
Yeah,
And I was really annoying the crap out of everybody in before and in the breaks, because then I
yeah,
just needed to play out
yeah,
what was
yeah,
inside. So
yeah.
I was just this young annoying guy who just plays all over the
Okay.
horn, 1,000 notes. Okay, now rehearsal, bum, and just play a few notes.
Okay.
So I love I love to jump around and entertain. So,
Ya, él dice que es muy interesante porque él dice que en su trabajo, ya tiene su trabajo profesional, él dice que desde niño él siempre era como que el que estaba hablando en la clase, que estaba como que payaseando y haciendo chistes y todo este tipo de cosas. Entonces él siempre ha tenido esta inquietud por ser pues artista y estar en el escenario, y dice que inclusive cuando estaba en la orquesta, él, en los solos, él siempre estaba haciendo cosas. Y además también la otra cosa que él dice, que él le encantaba tocar y se sentía un poco limitado sentado en la orquesta, pues porque simplemente eh, de- te sientas allí, a veces tocas dos notas, como todos lo sabemos. Si tocamos una sinfonía de Brahms, la cuarta de Brahms, hay que esperar 40 minutos, 45 minutos para tocar la primera nota, ¿no? Entonces él dice que cuando habían los intermedios o antes, él siempre estaba tocando, y pues mucha gente no, lo tomaba como que a mal. Entonces él se sentía un poco frustrado y limitado en ciertos aspectos, porque él le encanta la música de cámara, pero él siempre tenía esta cosa que él quería ser más que músico, ¿no? Entonces, eh, okay, this guy just asked a question about
yeah.
so uh, transitioning from the orchestra to current times. When do you get to the monosil? How do you become involved with them, or was there a group that you started before, or how did this whole thing become? Because this is very
Okay,
unique.
yeah, in a way it's a unique situation. So the
Yeah.
orchestra was like, I think I wasn't there even a whole season. Like I was maybe one season
Uh
with the
huh.
orchestra. I got, unfortunately, a very, I don't know if you can say it. Somebody didn't like how I am and who I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And when they was writing in which section plays when,
Mm.
he we did work it out in the section who's coming when, and he put me on the, told me that I'm free, but he put me in as I am in the section, and the orchestra was calling me up, and I was in
Uh
the
huh.
mountains, and they couldn't reach me, and then finally reached me. They said I'm missing the rehearsals. Where am I? And I said I'm not.
Hmm.
I'm on holiday. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
And they thought I was not taking it seriously, and then they let me go. But
Hmm.
actually, the person who was responsible to put me in, he didn't tell the truth, and in
Hmm.
the end, they believed him, not me, and maybe it's fine like that, because
Yeah.
maybe I would have stuck there. And then I got really focused on solo playing, and I decided to try to play the Prague Spring competition. It was in
Uh huh.
2004, and 2004, that was some anniversary there, and they were filming, And I arrived there, and I took seriously everything my professor told me, how to play, what to play. I wasn't really happy how he told me to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, okay, I do everything what he says, like exactly what he says.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I didn't do what he said exactly, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I messed it up, and the camera crew came in before my first round to the practice room, and I played the whole program because it was camera on. So I just played the whole. It was Wagenseil and Trombonetta, I think, power trombonetta, and so I played these two pieces or one. So when I went on stage, I was already tired,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
I didn't play really well. I played weird. It was weird, and
Mm.
some liked it, some didn't. I didn't go through, and Slokar told me that I was weird and I was faking the trios, and I getting so upset. Like I said, "Hey man, I think out the trombone. Tell me what to play. I play everything you want." And
Yeah,
I was like, really, I was wanting to prove that I am. No. It was my, this is
yeah.
not me. And he asked me, why you play so weirdly the phrases? Can you sing it to me? And I sang the first phrase from Wagenseil, and he said, yeah, this is how you should play it. How you sing, you should play. And then I said, well, this I had to do. And said, okay, go home, change school, and I'm inviting you to the next competition. You don't have to apply. You just send in, and you're invited. And I like to hear you play at your best. And that was my best, favorite, most important fail in my career.
Wow.
That Slokar told me, you're bad, and I said, no, I'm not. And said, okay, then change professor, and then come to the next one, and let's see. But after that, he was always happy to see. We always had a chat, and so it was really stuck with me that okay, I have to believe myself.
Yeah,
So I went home. I canceled the school. They were very
yeah.
upset. He was the one who also pushed me to play in orchestra. I said, no, nothing of that. I'm changing. I changed city, everything. I left.
Uh-huh.
And when I went back to Warsaw, I said, I don't want really, didn't really go to the lessons. I said, I'm working on myself. Me.
Wow. Esto, okay.
And so, sorry, just to just finish that. So that was 2004. And 2005, at an exhibition when I helped Chagel I translated all the materials for advertising the horns in Polish.
Uh-huh.
I made the transition to Polish, and I tried the trombone. That's a year later when I had this fail in the competition, and I changed school and I started practicing only what I think for myself. A
Mm.
year later, I met Notsu Brass, and they wanted me in the band.
Okay, okay,
And now I am who I am, based on
okay.
only yeah.
Yeah. Well, chicos, esto es muy, muy interesante esta historia. Por esto es que a mí me gusta como que conocer. This is why I like these forums because I personally like to ask this type of questions so we get to know a side of you that a lot of people don't know. ¿No?
Mm,
So,
yeah.
chicos, esto es muy importante lo que acaba de decir. Él dice que él, después de la orquesta, estando en la orquesta, hubo una situación muy particular porque había gente que no estaba contento con quién él era como tal, por su manera de tocar o su manera de ser. Entonces, básicamente hubo una situación en la cual hubo como una trampa que le hicieron y él se fue, le dijeron que estaba de vacaciones, lo llamaron y él estaba de vacaciones. Al final, él dice que tuvo una temporada con la orquesta nada más y pues la situación no terminó de la mejor manera. Él decide volver a la escuela, ¿verdad? Porque me imagino que estaba joven en ese entonces. Y este, sí, ya vamos para allá, Hans, ya vamos a hablar de la relación, que precisamente al final de esto, él comentó algo de cómo empezó su relación con Shaggy. Este, pues él dice que él hizo una competencia y decidió concentrarse de la manera que su profesor le había dicho, a pesar de que él no estaba muy de acuerdo con muchas cosas. Dice que fue a la competencia, toca en la competencia 2 horas antes de la competencia, él está tocando, toca todo el programa, y cuando salió que tocó en el escenario no le fue bien. Y lo cortaron en la primera ronda, no pasó la primera ronda. Dice que Slokar habla con él y le dice, bueno, que estás haciendo esto mal, estás haciendo todas estas cosas muy mal, ¿qué pasó? Entonces él dice, no, pero yo puedo tocar bien, yo toco bien. Y entonces él quería demostrarle al tipo. Entonces Slokar le dijo, canta la frase. Él la cantó y es lo que le dice, así es que la tienes que tocar. Entonces él dice que eso fue un momento en el 2004, fue un momento crucial para él en su carrera, porque él dice que este fracaso que él tuvo se convirtió en uno de los descubrimientos más grandes en su carrera, porque él entendió en ese entonces que él tenía que creer y confiar en él mismo y lo que él quería hacer. Entonces él dice que él se fue, dejó de tomar clases, dejó la escuela, todo esto, y se concentró a estudiar, pero a estudiar de la manera que él sentía que le servía a él. Y él dice que un año después, exactamente un año después, él hizo una traducción en polaco de los catálogos de la Schagel para que la información estuviese en el idioma de Polonia. Y resulta que allí lo escucharon tocar, ¿verdad? Y ahí fue cuando empezó la relación con Chagall y empieza la relación con el Monosil, que en el 2005, que fue cuando lo escucharon tocar, porque ya él estaba haciéndolo él. Se tomó un año para básicamente desintoxicarse de todas estas cosas que a veces nos dicen en la escuela. Sometimes we're told in school, you have to play this way, and we start doing something that is not us.
Yeah.
Entonces le estoy diciendo que, le estoy explicando al maestro que a veces en las escuelas ciertos profesores o creemos que tenemos que tocar de cierta manera y a veces no confiamos en lo que no, en nosotros mismos. Es muy importante mantener, hay un cierto margen de hacer las cosas de cierta manera, pero que también es importante creernos a nosotros mismos. Y ese fue el año que él se tomó para él descubrirse él, tocar como él quería, y el año siguiente salieron todas estas oportunidades del Monosil y su relación con Chagall. So, you start with Chagall, and then you
Yeah.
have the Monosil career. So, vamos a hablar de ahora del Monosil y ya él y su relación con Chagall, muchachos.
Yeah, that's
Go
very
ahead.
interesting. It's interesting. The stories are interesting. Hard to put in a few sentences. The whole
No.
situation,
Yeah.
but so it's what pretty much happened. I opened up the concert hall for Nocil Brass in Krakow. I've been first time at the music academy there. I got the keys to the hall, everything. The receptionist thought I am the organizer. So I just walked in. I had through friends the contacts to help, and I was a gig to translate this material. I thought I would get a gig as a dealer, so I'm going to sell maybe Shago instruments in Poland or something. Like I was thinking about the business side, and I'm helping out, and maybe I get involved in sales, and then I can earn a little money because I had no money. Like I literally people taking sandwiches for me to the school. Like I had no money. Like I was just playing gigs to survive the rent to the flat, so I don't sleep on the street. And actually I borrow money what I couldn't pay back. So when was a competition, I had no plan B. I had to win the competition to get the money, because the guy was already asking, where's my money? So when people said, what do you think going to happen in a competition? I say, there's only one thing can happen. It's just no arrogance, but I was like, I had to. I practiced, okay, and money went from stage to the hand, like yes.
So this
so
this is the competition. This competition happened the year after, on 2005.
No, it was in 2003.
Okay,
Happened. It was in 2003, but in 2005 there was a competition, a chamber music competition, and it's just shortly before I met Nocil, and I had a quintet quartet. It's always changed. It depends how many people could do, but the core was three of us: is horn player, trumpet player, and me. Is Henrik Kovalevich, my favorite horn player. He can play. He played Brandenburg Concerto on the horn and play like bass trombone. Like it's everything.
Wow.
Like the the guys, you know, Barry Tuckwell just passed away recently.
Yeah,
Horn
yeah,
player.
yeah. I
Yeah,
met him.
he loved him in Melbourne. We played with the trio in Melbourne
Oh,
at the
wow.
brass festival, and he got invited as a guest solo horn in the Melbourne Symphony after that. And
Wow.
so it was really, yeah, he's in a Warsaw Symphony, Symphony of Varsovia in Warsaw. He's the solo horn. Yeah, he
Wow.
played a little bit in Oslo in the opera, and so he's like he's one of the players.
Wow.
And as trumpet player, beautiful trumpet player, and we were in the high school together, and we call ourselves Warsaw Brass Trio,
Mm-hmm.
and we needed the Warsaw Brass Trio, but the competition was quartet or brass quintet or brass quartet, and we already thought it's really unfair to compete against brass quintets. It's like a
Yeah.
fifth brass players can change a lot, and the classical brass setting is a quintet. So we were in four. We hired a guy, a trumpet player from the Philharmonic, to help us out, and we made the quartet, and we won first time. We won the quartet in this category. We won the competition,
Wow.
and that's happened, and that's how it was. A little bit before I met Notsil, so I was also very much into. Sorry, I was very much into chamber music.
Uh-huh.
So we played all kind of settings and yeah, all sort of modern music. Or we got third prize in a modern music competition with a trio, only brass group in the. I don't know how many. There were like 50, 60 groups in competition, and we were the only brass, and we managed to play that. You know, there are programs like 1 hour play this, 1 hour that, like, and we managed to play. Thanks to our trumpet player who had to, you know, always trumpet is the biggest job in a chamber group, but we managed it. We played the plug trio for brass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We played it at that competition, but at the national competition we won with a quartet, and then I met Notsil, they thought I'm from the organization, so from who invited them for the concert, but I was just there to help out. I played the trombone on stage. They heard me play. They asked me who I am, and I think the next day they invited me for dinner at their next concert, and Schager, Carl, told me that here's a trombone, take it. Just take it,
Yeah.
take it, and show it around. And I said, like, why are you giving it to me? I said, well, they're looking for a trombone player, and most likely they will ask you to audition.
Wow.
But I said, yeah, but I have to. Even if I audition, I don't think I'm good enough, because he was asking, maybe you should join them. They're really good. Like, they really have lots of fun. I said, yeah, I know. It's a dream job, but I don't know if I'm good enough. But he said, but here's the trombone. And I said, yeah, but I have to audition. I was like, yeah, here's the trombone. He was a businessman. He's also a businessman. He said, here's the trombone. He already have a feeling it's good to give me a trombone. And the concerts were cancelled. The tour was cancelled from that day on. So I didn't have the chance to see them again. I mean, to see them play, because the Pope died. You know, Jean Paul II, Jan Pavel II. You know, Jean Paul passed away. So Poland completely banned any entertainment, everything banned. So we were hanging out at the music academy, and they just stopped me and asked me, sing your national anthem. So I started singing. I said, sing louder, louder, sing louder. So I started I just said, I said, so louder. Oh, my. And I started, really like full on. And they said, all right, you're okay. Okay, so, start learning German. and then there was an audition a month later. And I had to borrow money, went to Berlin, played the audition. I had to improvise. I had to find my voice in chamber, like this kind of.
Okay.
It's very typical here to
Yeah.
improvise folk music. Yeah.
Okay, let me translate that whole thing and then we'll go because we have
Yeah,
a lot of
it's a little
questions.
bit. Yeah.
No, but we have a lot of questions about the rehearsal techniques that you guys use in nozzle and that whole thing. Chicos, entonces, bueno, le voy a contar un poco, hacer un pequeño resumen de lo que él me acaba de contar. Él dice que él está, después de la orquesta, que él vuelve a la escuela, que estaba que no tenía dinero, que tuvo que pedir dinero prestado para ir a esta competencia, básicamente no tenía dinero, y era como que tocaba, hacía toques y eso, pero ganaba muy poco dinero. Entonces, cuando la relación, con Shagel empieza porque ellos fueron con el Monozel fueron a Polonia y ellos pensaban, él tenía llaves de la sala donde estaba sucediendo todo. Entonces ellos pensaban que él era un organizador y él como hizo la traducción de todos los materiales de promoción, él dijo, bueno, quizás hay una oportunidad aquí para trabajar como promotor o vender instrumentos o ganar algo de dinero, porque bueno, ya sabes, el pan él estaba como que pasando por una situación bastante, pues como le hemos pasado muchos, ¿no? Entonces, él dice que Shagel lo escuchó tocar en la sala y luego lo invitaron a cenar a él. Y ellos todos pensaban que él era parte de la organización de del festival. Pero resulta que lo escucharon tocar y Shagel en algún momento va y le da un instrumento. Le dice, mira, esta gente van a tener una audición para trombón. Prepárate, aquí está el instrumento. Entonces él dice que él dice, bueno, pero ¿por qué me estás dando un instrumento si yo no creo que tenga el nivel para hacerlo? Pero Shagel le dijo, prepárate que va a haber una audición. Él dice que los conciertos del Nosil en Polonia se cancelan porque muere Juan Pablo II, el Papa, quien fue el Papa en ese entonces, muere Juan Pablo II, se cancelan todos los conciertos y luego él dice que los del ensamble lo pararon conversaron, cenaron, todo esto, y él lo paran y le dice, mira, ¿tú te sabes el himno nacional de tu país? Sí, cántalo. Empezó a cantar, le preguntaron que lo cantara más fuerte, más fuerte, más fuerte, y luego de esto le dijeron, bueno, prepárate, que hay una audición, empieza a aprender alemán, le dicen. Y él dice que para la audición es muy típico que tienes que improvisar, tienes que tocar, obviamente, solos, tienes que tocar las partes y todo esto, pero que hay muchas cosas que tienes que descubrir y hacer muchas cosas que no son común en lo que es el entrenamiento clásico de la formación típica de un instrumentista clásico, ¿no? Entonces, muchachos, hay varias preguntas de la técnica de ensayo del ensamble, el cual el maestro es parte, pero yo quería como que hacer la introducción para que llegáramos a ese punto. Entonces vamos ahora, ya le voy a empezar a hablar, le voy a hacer siguiente pregunta que le voy a hacer el maestro, es sobre el proceso de ensayo, cómo hacen cómo hacen para memorizar la música, los arreglos y todas estas cosas, ¿ok? Sultan, there's a lot of questions about the rehearsal techniques, how you guys rehearse, and also the memorization of the entire program. Obviously, you act. This is now, I'm understanding that you've been an entertainer
Yeah.
all your life, but people want to know what is this process a little bit that happens in the
Yeah.
ensemble.
So yeah, because that also was shocked a little bit when I went to the audition to Not So Brass, because so how do you audition to a band like this? Yeah, and they
Yeah.
sent some music, so my parts of some pieces, I think 3 or 4, and they said the rehearsal is without music. Yeah, so I have to memorize my part and then play it with them, and I had to sing a duet. Learn the text. I was struggling learning the text, and I think, what is this? I don't know what was the song name of the song, but doesn't matter. The Stolze Herz, something. And I didn't know I would have to improvise. This was just like kind of, okay, learn this, learn this, learn this. All right. So I learned them. I was a bit stressed out about the singing, but went well. And I played the pieces, and it's kind of big. And I was a little bit tired, and I had to travel 6 hours, and I was on the train before.
Okay.
And I was, of course, didn't sleep much the night before I was practicing. So I was like kind of
Zoltan,
excited and tired. Yeah.
sorry, Zoltan. Lito Fontana wants
I
to say
wanted to say yes. No.
he said hello, but he also
Hello.
I thought you read it, but he wanted me he wrote it in Spanish, so I
Oh,
gotta make sure
he
I say
also
it.
I got in other forms also. I got he let me know. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I said I
Okay,
wanted
okay,
to have a shout out for Lito. I love you.
okay. So 6 hours in the train before the
Sisters and
audition.
train a little bit being excited and tired at the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
I got into this mood that I was already, and I like to entertain, and jokes makes me feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I liked a little bit joke around. So Gerhard's arrangement we played, and we stopped, and they're asking what. So they asking, it's Gerhard wrote this. Said it's pretty cool, huh? And I said like, next. And I just made the face, the
yeah,
ultimate burn. I
yeah,
will look
yeah,
at
yeah.
him, look back, it's like, all right, let's play the next one. And it was just a joke. And they straight got it. Like it was a moment of everybody start and Gerhard was
Yeah.
like, and it was straight like they got me. You know,
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
never
yeah, yeah,
ever do an audition to
yeah, yeah,
anything
yeah, yeah. Of
this kind
course,
of bear.
of course,
Like would be
of
like,
course.
oh, it's really nice, even you like it or not. It's great. I loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah, of course. You're auditioning.
But because I loved it, I thought, obviously it's a great piece. So if I say yeah, it's great. If I say something like, it, it's kind of showing my admiration in a funny way.
Yeah,
But we didn't know each other, so it's kind of
yeah.
was no risk, no fun. Yeah, kind of.
Bueno, muchachos, el proceso de audición, él estaba hablando de la audición. Él dice que le enviaron unas partes, pero muy básico, como 4 o 5 partes que tenía que tocar con el ensamble, pero además de esto tenía que cantar un dueto. Entonces él dice que aprendiéndose el texto en alemán y todo esto, pero lo que él no sabía era que tenía que improvisar en la audición. Ahora, él dice que él se animó mucho y estaba muy contento y emocionado por la audición, porque en la audición es un tipo, como todos sabemos, el Nosil es un ensamble que es bastante, no es convencional, de acuerdo a los ensambles de metales regulares. Entonces, él llega y dice que está audicionando, toca una pieza que fue escrita por uno de los miembros del grupo y le pregunta, ¿qué te parece la pieza? Y él dijo así como que, bueno, más o menos, no todo también. Entonces, inmediatamente él dice que a pesar que nadie hace, uno no hace eso en una audición o no pensaría en hacer eso en una audición, pero que los miembros del grupo entendieron su humor y lo entendieron como de inmediatamente lo entendieron quién era él. Y entonces él dice que fue un momento muy chévere porque él dice, bueno, o sea, uno normalmente no pensaría en decir algo así, pero él dice, bueno, él siempre le han gustado los chistes, él dice que los chistes hacer chistes y el humor lo hace sentir mejor a él, entonces pues de ahí viene. So you do the joke and then
Yeah,
obviously you win the audition.
yes, I won the audition.
Entonces ganó la
I
audición, so obviously you play well enough and you fit in, you were a good fit.
it was kind of like, okay, we're going to play a march. Find your voice. So I started playing. Yes, find your
Ajá.
voice. So I had to find my voice. We play another piece. Yeah.
One second, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chicos, una parte importante que se me olvidó decirle es que él no sabía que había una gran parte de improvisación en esta audición. Y él dice que le dijeron en un momento, bueno, vamos a tocar una marcha, típica cosa de alemán o algo así, tocar una marcha y le dice, encuentra tu voz, improvisa. So go ahead, so
Yeah.
improvisation.
Yeah. So for me, it was completely new. I did some improvisation I didn't mention earlier, but I played also. I had my own funk band with my best friend Bartek
Oh,
Wojciechowski. Bartos, yeah,
well,
Bartos. If someone heard, bass player. And so we played a lot of like Jamiroquai, Maceo Parker, Nils Landgren,
yeah,
even but even Pearl Jam and everything. So we kind of, it was a mix of things because the drummer
uh-huh.
was a fan of Pearl Jams, so we played Pearl Jam. But I was a fan of Jamiroquai, so we played Jamiroquai. So
Okay.
we were and Maceo Parker and we improvised. One set of the concert was completely improvised. So just go on
Ah,
stage and start playing
yeah. That's cool.
whatever it comes. And so that was cool. So I had it once a week in a
Oh,
club. So it
oh
was
well.
this when this clubbing became very popular and with live music.
Yeah.
And in Warsaw, they just closed the most famous jazz club, Aquarium Jazz Club, where
Mm-hmm.
all the big cats went after their main concert.
Mm-hmm.
And we were the ones they picked up that day, and we continued the jam session. So we had our improvisation set, we played some tunes as a second set, and the third set was that open mic, like open improv, like everybody can come on stage and we play together. But the musicians were cool because we were all from somewhere else. I was the classical player
Mm-hmm.
who loved funk, and
Yeah.
the others were this pop player who wants to not think about pop. He would just want to improvise, and so it was a very good mix. But so I'm coming from that to the audition.
Okay.
So
Okay.
actually, I
You
wasn't
had a
like,
little bit. Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's see what can I do. Like I wasn't like, I didn't
Okay.
freeze, didn't
Okay.
froze, I didn't freeze. Yeah.
Muchachos, es importante que él está hablando de que él también tenía experiencia tocando con una banda de funk. O sea, que ya él tenía cierta experiencia improvisando, que no fue que él llegó a la audición y tenía que improvisar y se asustó, no. Él tocaba con una banda de fusión que hacía mucho funk y de hecho que uno de los sets, hacían varios sets en uno de los clubes más famosos allá en Polonia, que Varsovia, que se dice creo que en español.
Mm.
Eh,
Yeah,
eh,
was
Ajá. Entonces, ahí dice que acaba, donde tocaban los músicos más famosos de jazz que iban de gira o de ahí de Polonia. Entonces, él dice que él tocaba allí y uno de los sets era completamente improvisado y tocaba música de mucha gente, de Maceo Parker y de mucha gente que siempre estaban tocando e improvisando. Así que el tema de la improvisación no fue algo que lo sorprendió a él en el momento de la audición. O sea, que él tenía como que este entrenamiento ya lo tenía. There are a couple questions, Zoltan,
mm-hmm.
before. There's one about how do you prepare for a season as a soloist, but we'll get to that later. I think that's like, but the one question that I thought somebody asked in private was they wanted to know if you had ever there was ever a point in your career where you in the struggle of getting somewhere that you felt like quitting at some point, if you felt like quitting. Muchacho, hubo una pregunta en privado que para el maestro, que si en algún momento de su formación o en algún momento de su carrera, cuando él estaba tratando de encontrar su voz y todas estas cosas, si hubo duda y hubo un momento que él quiso como que tirar la toalla, como decimos, ¿no? Como que dejarlo todo. So was there a point that maybe you thought, wow, this might not work? People ask this question all the time. I think it's just,
Okay, yeah. Only before I met Notil, it was the point when I got to that I struggled getting food. So that was and I was completely without family in Poland at that time, and I was thinking about am I in the wrong profession? And should I start to look after a job? It can bring me some food, and all the professional jobs, they a lot of jealousy and a lot of fear that
Yeah.
how I played. I got
Yeah.
less gigs after
I
winning
know.
competition.
I know.
People don't wanna like the guys ask. I used to have long hair in a ponytail. I always ask you, where is this guy with the ponytail? I want that guy from the. So people don't want to even. They don't know. They don't have my number.
Ya. Muchachos, sí, pues él dice que antes de ganar la audición con el Nocio, él dice que tuvo hubo un tiempo bastante crítico para él porque, pues, o sea, él estaba sin familia, si saben, él se fue a Polonia a estudiar. Entonces, él llegó y estaba teniendo problemas porque él había ganado la competencia, pero nadie lo llamaba porque estaban intimidados por todas las cosas que hacía él. Entonces la gente preguntaba, dice que mucha gente que tenían orquestas y todo esto, preguntaban por él y nadie daba el número de él porque no lo querían ayudar o por cuestiones de envidia, que este tema lo conocemos que hace mucho. Entonces a veces el ser muy eficiente a veces no nos favorece, ¿no? Y es una historia muy bonita porque él dice que llegó un momento que él no tenía familia, estaba solo y a veces no tenía para comer. Entonces, él dice que temprano nos dijo también que a veces gente le llevaba sándwiches y le llevaba comida porque no tenía dinero. Entonces, él dice que en algún momento, en ese año, antes de entrar al NOSIL de la audición, que sí, que él dijo, bueno, quizás no estoy haciendo, tengo que buscar otra cosa, quizás esto no sea lo correcto para mí. Now, moving forward, we have some questions here about did you get in the nozzle brass,
I
all
want to go
that,
there.
and then the design. People are asking about your signature trombone and your mouthpiece. I think people want to hear about that. So yeah. So muchachos, le estoy preguntando al maestro ahora sobre él entrar al monósil, pasó toda esta historia, ya todo está chévere, tiene su carrera, todo está bien y él ya tiene una relación con Shire y tiene una relación con Shire, está en el Nosil y le acabo de preguntar al maestro de cómo sale la idea de crear su trombón que se llama el Kiss Bone y además de esto la boquilla, su diseño de la boquilla. Entonces vamos a entrar ahora en más detalles técnicos. So let's get into the technical details of the design of your trombone and your mouthpiece.
Good. First I wanted to mention, just because I think I left it out, the whole nozzle thing is so when you're in nozzle, you bring your ideas in, but we do a lot of brainstorming.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that I wanted to go back just to answer that question correctly. And people bring in music.
Okay.
And sometimes, and so it's everything. Yes. Do we bring in music? Yes. Do we brainstorm? Yes. Do we fool around? Yes. Do somebody exactly want to know how a scene should be a gag? Yes. Once we would just sit down with a Aratunian trumpet concerto piano part, printed out 7 times, and we are sitting in a circle, and everybody says, okay, I play the first line, I play the second, I play the left hand second note, and we start try to play the parts, and dun 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 dun, yeah, and so we go, okay, we stop, okay, so what if we would go break it and start do like a western out of it, yeah. And then we did this horse riding. This is a famous scene from us. And this is like 5 hours sitting and discussing each part and putting out ideas. And we entertain each other, like, oh, it'd be funny if we go into a bar and everybody gets a drink and starts spitting and burping and stuff. And okay, let's do it. And we start laughing, and it stays. And it's like a writer's room in a comedy series.
Es a collaboration. Ok, muchachos, él quería terminar un poco y hablar del proceso de ensayo y cómo crean todo este tipo de cosas en el ensamble. Entonces, había muchas preguntas como esas. Entonces, él dice que sí, que hay gente que trae arreglos o trae ideas, hacen propuestas. A veces hay música, todos colaboran, a veces hay arreglos como tal o a veces hay solo ideas. Y también lo bueno, él dice que todos están muy abiertos a sugerencias de todos. Entonces a veces los ensayos cuando están desarrollando ciertas cosas, simplemente se sientan y empiezan a hablar de ideas, tanto musicales como de teátricas, como de cuestiones de chistes, y él dice que a veces pasan 5 o 6 horas hablando y conversando y diciendo ideas y se ríen y todas estas cosas, que es un ambiente, pues me parece que es un ambiente muy bonito, muy chévere. Y él dice que de esta manera, pues a veces, muchas veces salen todas estas ideas, pero sí, hay una colaboración muy grande y todos siempre están muy abiertos a experimentar. Él dice que a veces solo traen que si un score del piano y empiezan a tocar todos, improvisar todos y empiezan a tocar y ven y van descubriendo todo, pues que hay de todo. Él dice que sí la pasan bien, pero también hay una parte seria que trabajan duro en los ensayos, pero también la pasan muy bien en el proceso creativo y que es una colaboración muy grande de parte de todo el grupo, pues que no es nada más, no es una persona, no es una idea nada más, sino es una idea que llega y se convierte en una idea de 7, que es una colaboración bien grande. Y dice que eh, cuando una vez que tú entras al ensamble, él dice que ya tú puedes llevar ideas y puedes hacer todas estas cosas. Yeah, so that's actually very, very cool, man. Like, and it sounds like it was a perfect gig for you since you've
Yeah,
always been an entertainer and that whole
yeah,
thing. And
yeah, yeah. I heard before that it's like, oh, when when I heard Not Till the first time, it was my mate from Budapest, Gázoli. He's a beautiful. He's an elite trumpet player, and he just said, so there is a group. They just the loudest group in the planet on the planet, and you have to come and watch. And he was working already for Chagall, and he asked me to translate stuff. And
okay.
he said that you should be the one who's playing it because you just fit so well, like
Okay.
being funny, making jokes, and then play a lot.
Yeah.
And
Él dice que la primera vez que escuchó el grupo fue a través de un amigo de él de Budapest, que de hecho él le dijo, deberías venir a escuchar el concierto. Y cuando estaban hablando, este es el grupo que toca, las dinámicas son extremas, pero además de eso, tú deberías ser el trombonista que está tocando ahí, porque tú estás haciendo chistes, tocas muy bien, siempre estás tocando, entonces se toca muchísimo. Entonces él dice que esa fue la primera vez que se expresó. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the instrument and the mouthpiece, so
yeah,
people
sure,
keep asking, and then
sure,
the
sure,
other
sure.
question, and I have a couple questions about your life. You live now in Vienna, right? But you're from
Yeah,
like
yeah,
life in. I want to talk about life in Budapest and life in Vienna, and also I want to talk about. In fact, Zoltan, we have 2 minutes on this
yeah.
session. So we might want to close it and then we'll open up a new session so we can start
Cool.
talking about the instrument and all that. But I want to ask about the Hungarian trombone boot camp.
Yeah,
I want to ask about the trombone scene in Budapest. Seems like in Hungary, you guys have a very, very strong trombone community there. There's a bunch of people who are very bass trombone wise, like Chava and
yeah.
Matthias and
Yes,
yeah,
yeah. This they're monsters. Yeah,
and the tenor,
and there are many more. Yeah.
yeah, and the men.
So
So let's close this session and then start another one, and then we can talk about the instrument, the design of the instrument, and the mouthpiece, and
sure.
then we can go and talk about the scene, the trombone boot camp, which I think is very important because it's a very big
Yeah.
festival you guys do, and also talk about the school of trombone in Hungary and the competitions and all that. So yeah, so
Yeah.
somebody asked about the online
Yeah. Cool.
competitions. Anyway, let's close it and then we'll go back again. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you,
yeah.
man.
I will do
Okay,
that. We will do that in a sec. Yeah.
okay,
All
awesome.
right. See you in a sec.
Chicos, vamos a cerrar la sesión por ahora y volvemos en un par de minutos para que el maestro hable, sigamos la conversa, ¿ok? Hasta luego.